Fans, and welcome to another hour of All-Star Wrestling. My name is Ed Carl. Nice to have you with us. We've got planned for you another great hour on All-Star Wrestling. We've been talking in the last little while to the Flowers family. And you know, of course, I'm talking about Timothy Flowers. Well, Timothy Flowers has brought his brother to Vancouver, and his name is Precious Peter Flowers. I wouldn't make this up. I mean, this is for real. Precious Peter Flowers and Timothy Flowers are both here, and they're going to be on our show today. As a matter of fact, they're going to do a tag team match coming up with Precious Peter and Timothy Flowers, and their opponents will be Mike Dupree and Big John Baker, and that'll be starting us off on our match today. So you can certainly see we're going to have some interesting wrestling action coming your way on All-Star Wrestling today. Waiting for the wrestlers to get down to ringside as you probably take a look, and there's nobody in the ring just yet, but we know that they're on their way down. Also coming your way, we have Randy Rich versus Rick Patterson. And these are two guys that used to be buddies once upon a time, and if you've been following the career of Randy Rich and Rick Patterson got into the Memphis Mafia and kind of changed his ways a little bit, and they're anything but friendly between he and Randy Rich, I can tell you that. Also, Joe Cagle will be in town. Joe Cagle will be on our show. Sir Joseph Cagle will be wrestling the Spoiler. So we'll have the Spoiler on our show today as well. And I can tell you, we'll plan some great wrestling. And we're just, as I say, waiting for them to get down to ringside. I think that they should be along here momentarily. And we can get underway with today's match. Getting a look at our fans in the studio audience here at British Columbia Television for All-Star Wrestling. The boo that you heard was attributed to our referee for the first match, Vern Siebert. Vern Siebert in the ring. And we are getting set to go. Coming up to the ringside now, Mike Dupree just getting up into the ring. And his tag team partner, that is Big John Baker. Big John Baker from Calgary, Alberta, 465 pounds, 6'3". He is a big boy, I'll tell you. Mike Dupree in there with him. Mike from Sioux City, Iowa. And the cousin of Randy Rich. And you can see, it looks like things are warming up already for our first match. Big John Baker. Hey, Big John Baker really gets things moving. As Timothy Flowers and Precious Peter Flowers were about to get into the ring, I'm not sure. They took one look at Big John Baker and maybe changed their mind. I'm not too sure. Oh, he's got them both in the ring finally. That's Big John Baker and Mike Dupree. There is the bell. We have a 15-minute time limit on this first match. 15-minute time limit. Our referee, Vern Siebert. And you're looking right there at Diamond Timothy Flowers. He's having a few words with Big John Baker. And it's a war of words going on there at this point. No wrestling. The bell is already gone. We're well underway in our first match here, but I haven't seen anybody come out in the ring.
Come on! Come on, boy! You got
there's some dispute as to who's going to go in there and wrestle Diamond Timothy. They've switched. Big John Baker now goes into the ring against Diamond Timothy Flowers to get it all started. And Diamond Timothy Flowers is already complaining about that one. Says the Big John Baker took him down by the hair. Diamond Timothy Flowers. Now, you got to look at this guy Flowers. He's like 245 pounds. But when you get up against a guy like Big John Baker, Diamond Timothy Flowers looks small. There's the tag off. Mike Dupree coming in, and Precious Peter Flowers. Well, we told you Precious Peter was coming to town. Of course, the brother of Diamond Timothy. He was trained by Diamond Timothy Flowers. 4 years in amateur wrestling. He's completed 1 year in professional wrestling, just now going into his second year. And, of course, he also is from Fire Island, New York. Matter of fact, he even looks a lot like Diamond Timothy. Precious Peter Flowers and Mike Dupree. And Dupree with a good headline. Not going to work out too well. Precious Peter trying to hang on to Dupree. This guy, Mike Dupree, is pretty slippery solid. And boy, is he in the wrong company right now. Back into the corner. Peter tags off. Timothy Flowers now. Starting to go to work on Mike Dupree. Mike Dupree at 210 pounds. And Dupree seeing stars after that one. Looks a little bit dazed coming up, and again Flowers uses that heavy chop into the throat. Pauses for a few seconds to come by and insult Big John Baker. Calls Big John Baker the fat man. And here's Flowers now trying to work Dupree into the rope. Didn't quite get the opportunity to do it, but that still hurt Dupree. You can hear the fans here in our studio audience. They're saying, "Go, Mike, go." Time of Timothy Flowers, not a favorite of the fans. And look at this, Precious here, doing a little work on Mike Dupree over in his corner. Referee Vern Siebert gets to see that, breaks it up. Vern Siebert having to get Flowers out of the ring, or having to get Simon Timothy out of the ring, rather. Good grief, if it wasn't bad enough to have one Flower in the ring, now we got two. Crazy, Precious Peter Flowers with Mike Dupree. And there's a rabbit punch from Mike Dupree. And now Peter Flowers has an arm bar on Dupree. Once again, Peter Flowers bringing him over into the corner. Dupree actually let go of him, but Dupree kept right on going into the corner. So dazed for direction at this point, after having his bell rung by these guys. Not too sure who's in what corner. Now you can see in the background, Big John Baker up against the rope. Just loved the opportunity to get in there, but of course, in order for him to be part of this, he's going to have to wait to get a tag from Mike Dupree. And of course, the Flowers brothers know this. Timothy Flowers. Mike Dupree spun that around well. Really got that arm. Timothy Flowers up into a hammerlock. Dupree and Flowers. That's Mike Dupree now. Puts a little medicine on Timothy Flowers. And then Flowers just pitches him off there after a 2 count. Mike Dupree winding up with a right hand. Does it again. Trying to Timothy Flowers. Not too sure what happened. Now Vern Siebert telling him to get him off the rope. Gets him across the ring, but you can see the giant Timothy Flowers. Pretty experienced wrestler. He knew what to do with that one. And now Dupree down on all fours. The Flowers brothers. Boy, if there's ever a bad place to be, Mike Dupree is in it right now in the Flowers corner. Precious here, landing another low blow. I don't think referee Vern Siebert could see it. Precious Peter with an arm bar. We're 4 minutes away, a 15-minute time limit of this match. Tag team match between the Flowers brothers, Mike Dupree and Big John Baker. Well, we've heard a lot about Precious Peter Flowers. Simon Timothy said that he brought him to town. He was a super wrestler. Getting really our first opportunity to see Precious Peter Flowers in action. Mike Dupree is literally out of it over there in the corner. He has just taken about as much abuse Now Seabird, as you can see, is talking to Timothy Flowers. Peter Flowers, in the meantime, has got the corner rope strung around the neck of Dupree, and once again, Seabird now doing a little scolding on Peter Flowers. In the meantime, Mike Dupree, he is really out of it. He's trying to get over in the corner to get a tag across. He does. Big John Baker is in the ring. Big John Baker picks up Vern Seabird and moves him out of the way. And now Baker gets into the act. He is mad.
Hey, come on, no.
And now the crowd's really getting on Vern Seabird. Now Baker is back in the corner. Referee Vern Seabird manages to get him back in there. Now there was a fair tag, but Seabird didn't see it. You can just hear these fans as they are really upset. That's Vern Seabird. Mike Dupree is, just as we said, just out of it. Boy, does he need a break. He did actually tag off, but Seabird disallowed it. And once again, you can hear the "Go, Mike, go" ring from our fans here at our studio audience. And Mike Dupree. Look at this Big John Baker. Timothy Flowers. He's got both of the Flowers going. Look at this guy Baker. Big John Baker. As he is just pulverizing both of them. There's the bell. I don't think Baker's going to quit. No way. He's actually moved the ring. Big John Baker is just like a locomotive, and you can see the Flowers brothers and Vern Seabird. Big John Baker. Is he ever exciting to watch? We're going to see a lot more of this guy, I can assure you. Big John Baker, all 465 pounds of him. You're looking there at the Flowers brothers. I'm going to see if I can get an opportunity to go down to ringside and have a word with Timothy Flowers and Precious Peter. I got to hear what they say about this. Well, as you can probably tell by the raised hands and the applause, referee Vern Seabird awards the match to the Flowers brothers because Big John Baker was disqualified, and that'll be the reason why it's a disqualification match. Peter Flowers.
You love him, and you know that, Kyle. You like this lunatic, animalistic person that he is. You love it. And so do these people.
I only have one thing to say. Thank you for getting him out of here so that we can go on and take a look at what's coming.
He'll be back every week, live and in living color, right?
Every week.
Every week. He might come out here one day and attack you, Carl. You never know what he's going to do.
Well, you know, the one good thing is we've got a good match for you to look at. This was done at Cloverdale. It's a six-man tag team elimination match. You were in this one.
Yeah, I was in it. Jerry Morrow was in it. Randy Rich, Kip Kelly, Rick Patterson. I think my cousin Joey Cagle was in there, too. And I love it. I just love it. That shows.
Hey, I heard from the fans that you lost. Well, we'll get a chance to take a look at it right here. This is from Cloverdale, a six-man tag team elimination match. And getting it all started here, looking at, looks like Randy Rich and Rick Patterson.
Yeah, a long and wild feud these two guys got. But, you know, Patterson always emerges victorious because Randy Rich is just a little, what do they call him, a cream puff. Here comes Jerry Morrow. Now, what's he doing over there? Now, look at that. There's no tag. All of them, 3-on-1 in the corner. Stomps on his hands like a little kid. Elbow smash Patterson. You know what, Carl, the only thing about a six-man tag team elimination, once you're pinned, you got to leave the ring. It's not like a regular six-man tag match. When you get pinned, you got to go back to the dressing room and leave your partners, whether it's 3-on-1, 2-on-2, whatever happens to be the odds there. That's what happens. Here's Randy Rich going to give Rick Patterson a slam. You know, the sweet thing about Ricky Patterson, the pretty boy, no matter how, he's like me, no matter how much punishment he takes, he always comes back and gets his arm raised, and he's a winner. That's all I can say.
Well, I was saying earlier at the opening of the show, you know, that this guy, Randy Rich, and Rick Patterson, these guys used to be pretty good friends.
Well, let's put it this way. Patterson got smart and Rich is still stupid. What can I say? You know, Patterson come with me in the Mafia. He's made more money. He got the Canadian tag belts with me. And Randy Rich is still where? At the bottom. Making nickels and dimes. No titles, nothing. He might get a few ugly girls off the street, but that's about it. The Diamond Man gets all the women. The Mafia gets the women. Remember, like the honky-tonk man says, diamond rings and limousines, that's the Mafia.
Well, all I can say is that it's certainly, Rick Patterson has done fairly well, I must admit. But, you know, Randy Rich is no slouch. He's a pretty darn fine wrestler.
You know, I get sick of beating Randy Rich. Him and Tomko. I get sick of beating these men over and over. What do I have to prove? I've beaten them all in a cage. Any kind of match they want to have with me, I can beat these guys. Now look at this. Rich can beat on Patterson all day and all night, but you know yourself, Ed Carl, and the people know in their hearts what is going to happen at the end of this match. Rick Patterson's hand, my hand, the Mafia's hand can be raised in victory.
You know, I'm not going to change the subject, but one thing I got to give a lot of credit to here is, you know, All-Star Wrestling has been banned in Vancouver and can't come back until, 17th of October, if I remember correctly. And yet, All-Star Wrestling has gone out to Cloverdale. Now, Cloverdale's always been a big wrestling center, but it seems to be even bigger than ever now.
Well, because Vancouver, the people in Vancouver, now that we're suspended there, they're coming out to Cloverdale because they love wrestling. That's just plain and simple. They love to see the Mafia. That's exactly what it boils down to. They want to see Diamond Finley fight. They want to see Pretty Boy Rick. Now, look at that. Did you see that push?
Yeah, I saw it. Who pushed?
Oh, I pushed Rick Patterson on top of Randy Rich. Now, look at that. That is where our brain power comes. They call me the brain, baby. They call me the brain because I am the brain. Always thinking, always got something up my sleeve.
They call you the brain because they compare you and your brother all the time. Is that it?
My brother has no brains. He has no brains. That's what makes him animalistic and lunatic. But I'll do the thinking for my brother. I programmed that animal, and that's the only way I look at Randy Rich. Oh, crying to the referee as usual because he got pinned. Right? Because he got pinned. He can't handle defeat.
Okay, it's a six-man tag elimination, so he's got pinned. He is out, period, right?
Right. All right, Cagle's out, Kelly's out, Rich is out. We got myself and Patterson against Coconut Head Jerry Morrow here. The man's got a hard head. It's like a cement floor, you know? But my head's harder. My head's harder because I can take his cocoa butts anytime.
You know, I haven't seen too many people walk away from the Jerry Morrow cocoa butt.
Hey, you ain't seen nobody walk away from the Flowers pile driver neither. I pile drive this man when I get a chance. If he's man enough to get in the ring with me, I'll pile drive him. I'll pile drive him from the apron of this ring onto the floor, onto the cement floor, and split his coconut head and watch all the coconut juice come out.
All right. I must admit, I know that you're a pile driver. I've never seen anyone walk away from your pile driver either. I'll agree with you. But I want to see how you're going to pile drive this guy, Baker, 465 pounds.
Hey, if I got to bring a crane in to lift that big pig up, I'll do it. He's just like a beach whale. Him, Brown, and Tyler ought to get together. The three beach whales in Miami Beach. You know, you just saw a few moments ago here, Jerry Morrow do a monkey flip. You know what I mean? A monkey flip, get it?
I got it, yeah.
Hey,
want it back?
I don't want it back because everybody appreciates my commentary of this tape. Now look at this. Closed fist. Throws him in the turnbuckle. Now here we go. Look at it. He jumps over the top rope. Did you see that? He jumps over the top
It
rope.
looked like he had a little assistance.
No. Rick Patterson was trying to stop him from jumping over because he knew he'd get disqualified. Didn't you see him trying to hold him? Now look at that. Vern Seaver telling him he's got to get out of the ring now. Because Jerry Morrow got thrown over the top rope. Okay, fine. It's me and Morrow. We're going to see what happens.
Okay, so this is coming down to the final wire, is what you're really telling me. It's between you and Morrow. And this is it. That's it. There's just there's just the two of you left now.
That's right. That's what it's all about. Hey, in these six-man tag team eliminations, the toughest and the meanest and the baddest dude stays in there last. Because that means he's better than the other five men in the ring. I'm on him right away, like I always am. Always fair and square. Look at that. Beautiful backdrop. I'm going to bring him up here, give him a little. I'm going to punish this man. I want to, these guys out here trying to cripple me. I'm going to try to cripple them right back. I'm going to punish this man, then I'm going to pin him 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the ring. legal, fair and square as usual.
I don't know, Timothy. I got to admit, you win. I guess you've won just about every match you've been in here in Vancouver. But I don't know. You just can't keep that up forever.
There's an old saying, good things don't go on forever. But remember, Ed Carl, diamonds are forever. Diamonds are the hardest substance in the world, and the hardest man to beat in professional wrestling is Diamond Timothy Flowers. And just remember that.
You know, I've been around the wrestling game for a little while now, too. And the one thing that I do know is when you're good and when you win a lot of matches, the one thing that starts to happen is you get other people coming in from out of town, and they want to start fighting that guy.
Keep them coming, baby. Keep them coming. I'm devising a new move. I'll tell you that right now. A new move that is going to put these men in so much pain and agony, they'll never want to stop. After I heard a few of these guys, they're not going to want to get in the ring with me.
Well, what happened there?
He moved out of the way, okay? Hey, the guy had one good point in the match. What can I say?
Those legs of yours are hurting a little bit again there, Timothy.
Well, my knees were hurting that, Carl, but they're fine now. And my brain is working stronger than ever. You know, one thing these wrestlers in this area got to learn. To get to me, and I direct this to Big John Whale Beach Baker, to get to me, you got to beat the rest of the boys below me. Okay? He hasn't done that yet, Ed Carl. He saw what he did. He got us in the corner. He couldn't. It's like he was an excited little kid in a candy store. He got all excited. He had to give us a little belly bopper there, like he was doing the belly bopper, a dance or something in the corner. Then he got disqualified. Right? Disqualified. So what was the end result? As usual, the Flower brothers, Flower Power, hands raised in victory.
I'm glad that your brain is working well because it's obvious that you're thinking for two, so you're going to need it to work well.
I can think for my whole family, brother. I can think for everybody. I'll tell you what. I can think for the whole Canada country here because they need it.
I don't know. Looks at this point like Mr. Morrow is dishing out a little bit of pain.
I can take it, though. I can take it. I can take it. I can dish it out. I can endure more pain than the next 10 guys that come along. Did you see that? A low shot, Ed Carl. A low shot. But does he get it? Now, I would have done that. I would have been disqualified. But does he get disqualified? No, he doesn't. Now, look at that. He's trying to make a banana split out of me here. Look at this. He's trying to kick me in the personals again. But does the referee do anything? No. See that? See that? Does he get disqualified for that? No, he does not. Now, if I were getting talked to here, hey, now you call this referee and you call this a referee job? I do not. This is a one-sided event here where the referee, Vern Siebert, is siding with Jerry Morrow against me because Vern Siebert does not like me because I beat on him when I wrestled him.
Well, wait a minute. We just saw a match where Vern Siebert awarded it to you. He disqualified your opponent.
He had no choice. If he didn't disqualify Big John Baker, he was like a fool to the millions of people out there in TV land. Big John Baker, what a joke. Now look at, whoa, hey, look at that. Now you tell me something. He had something in his hand. He had something in his hand. You understand?
You're hit.
No, he had something in his hand. He hit me in the throat with it. He hit me in the throat, knocked the wind out of me. I was temporarily paralyzed. That's the only reason that man beat me. I know you would.
Our third match of the day will be with this fella here. That is Randy Rich. Randy Rich from Macomb, Georgia, 220 pounds. He's 6'2" tall, and a great wonder boy in the fans here because they certainly love him. Randy Rich, and he's up against this fella right here. That's pretty boy Rick Patterson. Rick Patterson from Hollywood, California, at 230 pounds. As I said before, Rich and Patterson used to be pretty good friends until Patterson got hooked up with the wrong crowd, as it were. Or, I suppose, from Timothy Flowers' viewpoint, the right crowd. Rick Patterson, third year of professional wrestling. And he's been around the wrestling scene. Oh, and did he ever miss you on that one? Rick Patterson was not expecting Randy Rich to get out of the way that fast. And Randy Rich is flying. This guy, Randy Rich, when he gets rolling, boy, does he get rolling. What thing about watching Randy Rich, when he's hot, it's just instant action, and it just keeps up. He really moves. He's a former Rookie of the Year in the NAWA. He's in his second year now, professional wrestling. Gets out of those leg scissors. And Vern Siebert having a few words with Rick Patterson regarding the hair pulling incident. Rick Patterson not quite sure what happened there. Now you can sure tell that Precious Peter is in town because normally with Rick Patterson in the ring, what you see at ringside is Diamond Timothy, and I don't see Diamond Timothy. He's nowhere to be found. Probably trying to hang on to that crazy brother it is. Yeah, Rick Patterson was airborne and on his way up there for... Oh, and Randy Rich caught a Patterson knee, and that hurt. As now Patterson is trying to return a little bit of the medicine that Rich gave him. And out he goes. And he went out underneath the top rope. Down on the concrete, that's Randy Rich. And that hurt. As he landed on his side. But he's got the wherewithal to get back into the ring and turn that whole situation around. He got a 2 count on Patterson. Randy Rich. Look at this guy go. Putting some real moves on Rick Patterson. Once again, Randy Rich is waiting for him. And there's another 2 count. That's his second 2 count that Rich has got on Patterson. But you can see that Patterson is not over yet. Now the fans have got a chant going of "Cry Baby Patterson." As Rick Patterson has been doing having a few words with the referee. Fans dropping up pretty quick. Now Patterson. Doing a body slam on Randy Rich. And Patterson again catches him hard on the chest. I think Randy Rich are getting in a low blow of his own this time. Fans will love that. Yeah, look at him winding up here. Randy Rich. Look at him get those legs up there. This man can fly. Randy Rich. Back the other way. Patterson has really taken his share of punishment on this one. Another 2 count on Patterson. Patterson's got enough smarts to not stay down there, but that's the 3rd time that Randy Rich put the number on him. Patterson into the turnbuckle. Rich is going to do it again. He does. And referee Vern Siebert telling Rich to stay out of Patterson's hair. This guy, Rich, is doing a super job in this match. I haven't seen the fans this worked up with Randy Rich in a while. He is just so exciting to watch because there's so much happening when he's in the ring. And you can hear Patterson's going to do it again one more time. He gets his toe right up there on the ribcage. And Patterson gets an arm out now. And Siebert says, no way. He's not going to let him get away with that one. On one more time.
Break the hole, break the hole.
And Seaver changes his mind at this point. We got that close. Randy Rich. Rick Patterson across the ring. Patterson quickly gets out of the way. And now Patterson gets an opportunity to retaliate a little bit. Rick Patterson. Back body drop on Rich. And Patterson slams a knee into the back of the head of Randy Rich.
Hey, come on, watch the match.
Once again, Seaver telling him to leave the hair alone. Now, that use of the thumb into the throat there is something Patterson learned from Flowers. He's learned it very well, as a matter of fact. Body slam on Rich. And now Patterson has control. 7 minutes away in this 10-minute time limit match. Got a pretty lively crowd here at All-Star Wrestling. Oh, and Randy Rich has been the recipient of that a few times from Diamond Timothy Flowers. Looks like he's learned how to dish it out. And look at that flying tackle. That's it. 1, 2, 3. Randy Rich. And the crowd is ecstatic, but look at Patterson. Patterson has just gone bananas in the ring, but Rich wins that one. Randy Rich. As the match is awarded to Rich, but Rick Patterson, he's up on the ropes. He's just absolutely going bananas. We'll see him now getting out of the ring. We'll get down to ringside. Have a word with Randy Rich. You can see Randy Rich at the side. From parts unknown, he is the Spoiler. The Spoiler, 255 pounds, 5'11", and he is going to be up against, from Austin, Texas, Sir Joseph Cagle. Joseph Cagle, 225 pounds. And, you know, Joe Cagle not in with his usual paraphernalia. He normally wears his little pink dress and all the paraphernalia that Cagle wears, but not this time. He's had a serious business here. Cagle's looking for a tag team partner, I understand. And so he wants to wrestle with you to see who he can come up with. Decided to pick on the Spoiler. I don't know. I wouldn't want to wrestle either one of these guys. I'd like to say a great big hello to everybody who drops lines into All-Star Wrestling. Thank you so much for all your letters. In particular, Wendy. Wendy, I won't use your last name, who dropped a note to say, just today, Ed, I was watching, and I heard you mention that you could think of lots of people here in Canada would like to train girl wrestlers. Well, my friend and I have been trying to find someone to train us for several months now. I can tell you, Wendy, if you want to drop a line to All-Star Wrestling, Post Office Box 8888, Vancouver, BC, the zip code B6B4A3. I'll pass this along to maybe someone like Randy Rich. I think Randy Rich would love to train a few girl wrestlers. I'll pass it along for you, Wendy, but I'll tell you a little secret. Put your return address on it, okay? No return address, nobody can reply, and that might be some of your problems. We enjoy getting that mail, though, and don't forget to drop us a line at All-Star Wrestling. Drop a line to yours truly, Ed Carl, or any one of your favorite wrestlers. We'll pass it along. Hey, Joe Cagle. Telling him to hold off a little bit here as Cagle is taking a little punishment here from the Spoiler. Now, the only thing I can tell you about the Spoiler is he's in his 7th year of professional wrestling, so he's been around the game for a while. 5'11" tall. Very methodical wrestler. And I'm a little surprised to see a match like this between the Spoiler and Cagle. But as I said before, I understand that Cagle is looking for a tag team partner. Won't be at all surprised. He'd like to get a match with a guy like the Spoiler, sizing him up for whether he wants him as a tag team partner.
Hey, come on. Hey, come on, let's get on the corner.
Yeah, it looks like Cagle is. He is. He's chewing on it. Can't believe some of these guys. Trying to chew that mask off. Joseph Cagle. And, of course, you know what the fans call him. That's Josephine. Oh, there's a little bit of turnabout. As Cagle was going to try to put a bit of the turnbuckle. And the spoiler turned that situation around very well. Oh, and I think the spoiler, victim to a knee there from Cagle. This guy Cagle is one rough customer. They might tease him a little bit about his pink boots and his dress and all that. But frankly, he's not anyone I'd want to meet in a dark alley or a wrestling ring. He had control of the spoiler there for a second. The spoiler turns around quick. Oh, look at Cagle down on his knees. And Joe Cagle, he's hurting a little bit. Cagle now with the armbar on the spoiler. There goes the bell as we are out of time, and it's a draw, according to referee Vern Siebert. It is a draw. We're going to get an opportunity to come back and have a quick word with him right after this.